Disneyland Snacks, Part 2. Mr. Cheesy Pop! Hey everyone, it's Max. How you guys doing? So, recently I made a video talking about my top 10 Disneyland snacks that you could get at carts or stands. If you haven't seen that yet, you should go check that video out. But for today's video, as I promised you, I would make another one talking about the other Disneyland snacks that are at, like physical locations where you have to go in maybe or order from like a structure. So that's how I've been separating the two snack videos. And so today I'm going to count down my top 10 Disneyland snacks that I guess are specialty snacks. I should have just said that. Top 10 Disneyland specialty snacks. Maybe that'll be the title of this video. Who knows? But here we go, guys. Let's kick it off. Number 10. Candy or caramel apples. So candy caramel apples are typically not something I get very often. They're beautiful. And when they make them into different characters, it's just artistry. And I love the artistry of so many of our candy makers who are cast members because they're artists, you know what I mean? They are delicious candy or caramel or chocolate covered apples. It's just a lot for me, so I don't typically get these, but they're beautiful. Number 9, the Rice Krispie treat. There's nothing like a Rice Krispie treat. I love homemade Rice Krispie treats, and the big block ones that you could get at Disneyland, they're like massive, like extra large, crazy ones. Those are so good. And then of course the Mickey Rice Krispie treats. You can't beat that. And when they're decorated and they're so cute, and a Rice Krispie treat. You can get it at Candy Palace. Just like the caramel apples. Candy Palace, Pooh Corner. Number 8, and this is rather new, I would say. The Raspberry Rose Mickey Macaroon. Macaroon. And this is at Jolly Holiday Bakery Cafe. This is another beautiful looking treat that when I first got it, I was like, I think this might be too sweet for me. But it turned out it was just the right amount of sweetness. And I really love raspberries, and the fact that there's actual raspberries in there made this also kind of like a juicy treat. So when we can go to Jolly Holiday again, I highly suggest you pick up this macaron, because it's one of the best macarons I've ever tasted. Number 7, the Cheddar Garlic Bagel Twist. Yeah, we're getting in there with some salty snacks. You can find this at Maurice's Treats. If you've never been to Maurice's Treats, this is a little tiny thing. You could miss it as you're walking past it even. But as you're going to the castle, you veer to the right over by where the princesses meet inside. There's Maurice's Treats. And the Cheddar Garlic Bagel Twist is like really just talk about cheesy, garlicky goodness. Easy thing to walk around with. You can dip it in a little sauce. I mean, this is a really, really great treat that often gets overlooked because it's so hidden. Cheddar Garlic Bagel Twist. Do yourself a favor next time. Pick one of those up. Number 6, the Mickey Beignet. Ah, yes. Now, there's been so many flavors of the beignet that have come out over the years, all those specialty ones. I like pumpkin spice, I think, the best. There's been some ones that did not work. The Mickey Beignet is a wonderful thing. You get it at the mint julep bar. Add yourself a mint julep while you're at it, and it's a perfect Disney treat. It's also one of the more iconic treats. You will get very messy. You will get powder all over you and the ground. So you gotta be ready for that. Whenever I get these, I then have to go to the restroom and just clean my entire outfit because I'm covered in beignet dust. But they're great. They could be higher on the list if they were real beignets, but they're not. You can actually get more real beignets out at Ralph Brennan's Jazz Kitchen in downtown Disney. And then also in Disney World, you get the real deal at Scat Cat's Club at Port Orleans. These will do. And they're Mickey shaped. Number 5. The Matterhorn Macaroon. Not to be confused with the macaron. This is a macaroon in the shape of the Matterhorn that you could get at Jolly Holiday Bakery Cafe. Classic Disney treat, classic picture. You take that Matterhorn Macaroon, you hold it up, the Matterhorn's in the distance. How many times have you seen that picture? Not only does it make for a great picture, it's also really tasty. It's really dense, really sweet. So be prepared for that when you get these. Now, normally I don't love like super sweet things, but I really do like the macaroon. I think it's a great treat at a great price too. And it is filling because it's so dense and coconutty. So be prepared for that, but I think this is one of the best treats they make in the park. Number 4, the Dole Whip. The Dole Whip. The classic, maybe of all Disney treats. It's not my number 1 though, because it's not always something that I get all the time, especially when it's hot. It melts real quick, but the Dole Whip it's just a classic. There's something comforting about it, and you can get this at, of course, the Tiki Juice Bar, and then you go watch the Tiki Room. It's a great Disneyland tradition. If you've never done it, you have to do it. Like if it's your first trip, I would say that's a must do. You gotta get a Dole Whip and go watch the Enchanted Tiki Room. I don't get it that much, to be honest. I just don't. There's something else in Adventureland that I get more, which we'll talk about. Number 3, the peanut butter sandwich. This chocolate-covered peanut butter sandwich is mind-blowing. This is at the Candy Palace and Pooh Corner. You've seen it with the little red Mickey shape in the middle and the nuts on top. I love the peanut butter and chocolate combination. It's one of my favorite combinations in a dessert. That salty, sweet, creamy richness of the peanut butter then. Oh, it's thick too. How many of you guys have had this? Because this thing is like so thick. It's not just a little tiny little thin sandwich. No. Huge, thick, heavy. I walk out of the Candy Palace and the thing is like, whew, this is heavy. It's that good. Number 2. This is one of the newest treats that they've come out with in Disneyland, but probably the best new treat they've come out with, and it's become a mainstay now, the Churro Toffee. I think it tastes better than a churro. Like, honestly, I think it's better than a churro. What they did was they took all that special magical cinnamon sugar churro dust and they just put it on some toffee. This stuff literally melts in your mouth. And I don't know how they did this, but the churro toffee, there's just something extra special about it than just a churro for some reason. One square of that churro toffee will last me a while, actually. It'll last me a few days. Like, I'd take that home and I'd eat over the course of a week because it's so much sugar. But I think you get more life out of it. You obviously get more life out of it than a normal churro because a normal churro is not going to last you a week. But this stuff, take a piece or 2 or 3 every day. And, I mean, it's just so mouth-watering. Okay, guys. Now, I know. You're like, what could be number 1? He mentioned Adventureland? What is number 1? Well, number 1, as you might have assumed, is not gonna be sweet. But it's a treat. And it is the Safari Skewer from Bengal Barbecue, my number 1 specialty treat in Disneyland. This is so good! Bacon wrapped asparagus. Now you're like, Max, did you really put bacon? What? You put asparagus ahead of churros and chocolate and Dole Whip and macaroons? What are you thinking? Well, guys, trust me. If you have not had a safari skewer, then you don't understand. And it's so easy. Skewer, bacon, wrap, asparagus, grill, squirt, boom. Get that zesty citrusness on top, and it does something that really brings all of the flavor out. And this is my favorite Disneyland treat because it's also food. So it's also sustenance and tastes amazing and is a treat. I mean, it really is a treat. I know you're like, what the? Asparagus is no treat. Asparagus is what my mom makes me eat. She's like, finish your asparagus. But no, when you wrap something in bacon, you know what I'm saying. I will not disappoint you. I do not steer you in the wrong direction, right? When Disneyland's open, go get yourself a safari skewer from the Bengal Barbecue. And those are my top 10 specialty treats at Disneyland. Agree, Disagree? Somewhat agree? Let me know in the comments below. Go check out my other video where I talked about the top 10 Disneyland snacks at Carts. Like, subscribe, check out my Patreon page. Have a magical day, everybody. Bye.